We are live, everybody. Yo,
Hello.
I think our good buddy John Anilli, Anile, go check out his channel. Will be doing the Wildcard Wednesday live on his channel tomorrow, which is Wednesday, March 20th, Eastern Standard Time of 7:30 p.m. And so, in lieu of
6:30
that,
Central.
correct. And in lieu of that happening, since I have to go to band practice, and my band has a show on this coming Saturday, Tasting Room Tuesday, Wild Card Wednesday format, but it's a Tuesday, so Tasting Room Tuesday. I am your host, Thomas Meadow 75. We got a couple of the International Beer Reviewer Guild members, one of which is John H. Pierre, TV and Beer Rambler from Mobile, Alabama. Thanks for
Good
joining.
evening. How are y'all?
And
Absolutely.
Jeremy Vincent from the great state of Arkansas.
Now back from Missouri, and I'm glad to be back.
All right. So, what is everybody chillaxing with this evening for beers?
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I want to review this one real quick before I drink it. All of them.
All right.
I'm posting this one. This is the
Cream
Samuel
Stout by
Adams.
Sam Adams. Yes, that's a good one.
Okay. We get to hear your thoughts live now.
Yeah, cream stout, and yeah, that's what I brought. So
Excellent, sir. Right on. Good buddy, Jean H. Pierre, TV and Beer Rambler, Mobile, Alabama. What tasty.
Haven't not drinking any beer this evening. I am drinking a glass of Chardonnay. Right now,
wild card,
yes.
I guess. Yeah, why not?
Yes, a little wild card something right now, and just from a vineyard, which I did a review of their Cabernet. It's Spring Creek Chardonnay. It's a budget sort of wine. It's sold only at Pacific. A lot of people are going to be laughing at the store, but it's I think Jeremy may know what the store is. It's sold exclusively at Dollar General. They have with Whole Foods, they have their brand of wine. Same with not Whole Foods. What's the other place? Yeah, Trader Joe's with their brand was like the $2 Chuck.
$2 fuck
Yeah.
Chuck. Whoops.
Was that?
It's a $3 fuck.
Yeah.
Chuck.
Yeah, the $2 Chuck. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's
Hello there.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody can see. All right. Well, while you get some Chardonnay wine going down, I'm gonna actually drink beer because Macho's beer reviews. Yeah, this is from the Toppling Goliath Brewing Company, which is one of those companies that make New England style juicy beers. And I think outside of New England, if they're not the best, then they are one of the best that do it. This is from a rotating beer in their catalog, and it's called Hop Smack, not to be confused with that band Godsmack from Boston. Hop Smack Double IPA. Erica Lyons fan would instantly give this a 0 out of 100. It has no well, I don't know if you would give it 1 out or 0 out of 100, but it's got no ABV on the can. So I had to go look up that bad boy actually on the website, unless I'm crazy, which I don't think I am. I don't see it still. It is 7.8% alcohol by volume, and apparently 100 of those IBUs are coming out in this bad boy. So that is interesting to hear. And it seems really, really fresh because it's best by the 6th of... Actually, it says it was packaged on the 6th of February 2019, which gives it a best by of the 6th of June 2019. So they are 6 months. No, they're 4 months out on this can. So that's pretty good to hear. And briefly here, they say Hop Smack is here to rescue your palate with giant aromas of pineapple and tropical fruit and tropical. Wait a minute. Hop Smack is here to rescue your palate as giant aromas of pineapple and tropical fruit jump from this enticingly complex IPA. True to its name, this brew delivers a heavy smack of dry hops and a double dose of bitterness in the finish. All right. I'm going to pour that beer.
Hey, and what's the ABV? I'm sorry about that, guys, but what was the ABV on that?
I'm finding
on that beer,
on the website 7.8% with a total of 100 IBUs.
Yeah. And I'm sorry the interruption, guys, but let me finish what I was saying. It is 12.5%. Yeah, 12%. The ABV on the wine. Very good. Like I said, like, every store has their own, sort of specialty brand. As I mentioned, Trader Joe's is $2 Chuck. This store has this sort of wine, that wine. So this is the brand that they sell, inexpensive, and I'm eating a nice salad with some fried pork chops with the wine, and it goes great with it right now.
Wow. Sounds good.
Are there we have
yes,
Kent
sir.
Beer Reviews that may be watching here. Hello, Kent Beer Reviews. And unless I'm mistaken, Kent Beer Reviews, I don't believe any of us in this review are accountants. So that is good news, right, Jeremy?
I didn't hear that. What did you say one more time?
Kent Beer Reviews wants to know if there are any accountants here. I don't think so.
No. I don't even remember that word anymore.
All right. What? All right, good. None of us are gonna flip the F out. So, all right. Yeah, if you got that, well, we'll wait for Mr. Henderson Pierre to John Henderson Pierre to settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, settle down.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just always on the move, man. I'm always on the move. I can't sit still. So.
Since you have been talking to us about the wine a little bit, why don't we start with you and the wine?
Yeah.
Well, the wine right now, and I was looking up trying to see what's the best thing, because I usually drink red wines more so, Cabernet Syrah, maybe a Pinot Noir here and there from time to time. And, of course, there are those all-purpose red wines, those soft reds that you can pair with any meal, any dish. And with this one here, it's going really good with the pork chops. The fattening, the fat of the chops, the seasoning is just right. It's really cutting to the flavor and making it just going just perfect. It's a nice sort of grape, very, very easy drinking, very smooth, just as good. And again, white wines are not always my thing. I like them chilled, as we all do. But if you're doing anything fried, or like a Riesling or Chardonnay, which kind of would pair with anything, but a Riesling probably would have gone good with this meal. But with the Chardonnay, it kind of pairs well with this dish I'm making, that dish that was prepared. And just very decent. Not a great thing, but just a decent, good white wine.
Hey, that's good.
Interesting. Now, I
really want that IPA.
I know we're gonna get to that IPA. We shall, but I wanted to say I want to hear about this cream stout from Sam Adams and Jeremy Benson, because if anybody's a part of this thing that we like to call the International Beer Reviews, the Beer Review Guild, and they're also on Facebook on the Beer Talk 2019 Facebook Messenger group. We've been seeing photos of this damn beer all the time.
Yeah.
And now we get to hear about it. Jeremy Vincent, take it away.
It's Stout Tuesday. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
What's the ABV, Jeremy? Jeremy, what's the ABV again?
Oh, it's a 5 point. I'm sorry. It's 4.9, actually. It's a really low ABV stout, so you can drink a bunch of these, and just not pass out too bad. No, it's not really light, buddy, but I'm going to pour it in this glass. That's a real mixture, isn't it?
Corona Extra. Chevese.
All right.
Nice pour.
The only bad thing about it, you can't see that much. All right.
It's like a lot of foam up top.
It is. This looks. I didn't realize it. I didn't pour it really good, I don't think. We're gonna go ahead and do the examination here.
Yeah, go right ahead. I'm gonna. I'm on their website. I'm gonna try to find out some information, but the floor is yours, Jeremy.
All right, this is a really good cream stout from what I remember. Let's try it though again. All right, like I said, it's got a lot of like a 2-head, dark tannish and you can't see through it at all. It's totally dark. Like it's a full body stout with a light ABV. So let's smell it. Let's get a nose on it. I'm getting some coffee. A little bit of coffee on this. Roasted barley notes. Real kind of get that lactose in there. You can smell the milk in there big time. And let's just try it, see what it tastes like.
Cheers. I'm finding on Sam Adams' website while you take a sip of that delicious looking beer that they're using the Sam Adams 2-row pale malt, a pale malt blend, malted wheat, roasted unmalted barley, chocolate malt, and caramel malts. And they're using Kent Goldings and East Goldings for the hop varieties. That beer is around year round. So if you like it, get it anytime. And it is 28 IBUs. So there's your information. Jeremy, tasting notes time.
It's it was shockingly good for the price. Is what was when I bought it, I said I'm not expecting much. I just try this out because I always avoided it. You know, I'm like, well, because I don't know. I just don't. I usually try to drink craft beers, and I was kind of shocked how good it was. It has a lot more of a sweet flavor, kind of a better blend to me than a lot of the other ones. Now, what would you say, John?
I was going to say, and Eric, you can answer this question since the brewery's based there, and the headquarters of the brewery is based there.
Correct.
Have they cut back on some of their beers? Because I've noticed when I go on their website, some of the beers that I would see I had before, and I notice now, maybe a couple of years later, they seem that they either stop producing it or it's not listed on the website for whatever the reason.
I'm just showing very small amounts of things, to be completely honest. I'm showing more of their what am I trying to say? More
their signature brand.
Yeah, I was going to say like more of the things either that are popular, the really popular things from the Sam Adams Brewing Company, or something brand new like a Sam Adams New England Pale Ale or the Rebel Anytime, which is their session IPA, and are listed on the website. They actually list the cream stout and the Boston Ale and the Sam Light and the Cherry Wheat in their Brewmaster collection. And they list the Barrel Room Collection beers, and that's really about it. So I don't know if you just have to keep digging around on their website, but it was right on samadams.com/our-beers to find the cream stout. So that one's easy to find information on. But is it easy to pull out those flavors?
Some beers I looked at, say, I remember having this, but I go on the website and say, wait, I don't see it listed here anymore.
I haven't seen it in my area, actually. That's why I was shocked to see that. That's why I tried it out.
How easy are those flavors to pull out? Speaking of ease.
It's good. It's not as good as some of the, it's not as good as a lot of the craft beers, but I mean, the price of it is amazing for, and the ABV is perfect if you just want to sit down and enjoy some, good stouts without having to pay a lot for it, and you can drink a bunch of them. They're not so high ABV that they're going, to feel it. So I like it.
Okay. Any specific tasting notes? How's the body of the beer? How's the drinkability? How's the bitterness? What you get from
It's kind of a medium bodied, hardly any bitterness to me. You get that little bit of that coffee flavor right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And then right after that little bit of coffee bitterness, then you're getting the sweetness. Now, if I remember from watching the videos on this, they actually don't use lactose in this beer. They do a different method where it's more of a natural process, and they let the beer sweeten itself somehow. I can't remember all the details, but there's a real good video on YouTube from Samuel Adams, on this beer. But I know that notice one thing, they changed the way the beer bottle looks, the logo. It used to just say cream stout, no, but now they got this cow on here.
They got Elmer on the
Yeah, because I remember watching a video. I was watching some reviews on that with even Jay doing them, and his just said like cream stout, real basic looking. So I don't know if they changed anything in the beer or not, but I do know they've updated the actual labeling on the beer.
They say that it's inspired by the traditional English sweet stouts. This rich and creamy brew is full of deep roasted character with a subtle sweetness and indulgently smooth finish. Does that sound about right?
It does. It's the best beer I've had by them, actually.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really not a big fan of their stuff. I mean, me personally, I like a couple of things, but I was shocked. I picked it up and I said, I cannot believe I hadn't heard about this one before.
Where would you put that in the ratings out of 100? What do you think of that?
I can't remember what I gave it that first time. I think about a 91, somewhere around there.
Okay.
A minus. But I mean, the only reason is it could be a little bit better, could be a little bit more balanced, but I like it for me personally because it's got the little extra sweetness to it that the other ones, they don't, and I like that sweetness myself. Although I don't eat anything with sugar in it, which is odd.
So it does fix a sweet tooth a little bit.
It does. I guess that's why, because I don't eat junk food and stuff like that.
Well,
so
natural,
that's kind of my
sugars.
Yeah.
They don't make any claims like they're using corn syrup or any
syrups
or anything like that, Sam Adams. So it would seem like they're doing this in the all natural way. So
yeah, there's a video on it where they explain it. I cannot remember the exact process, but there's a certain stage they let it sweeten naturally, and they stop it somehow and then let it sweet. The sweetness comes from that process instead of them putting, because lactose, they can put lactose in it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't change the fermentation or something, but they did it a different way, which they say is better for you. So I don't know.
Well, they don't have a link to that on their website for the cream stout, but I'm sure if you go onto YouTube and type in Samuel Adams cream stout, hopefully
it's probably the third video, I think.
Pop right up. If not, Jay Terrio probably will. Number 3.
Yeah, he's actually the second one, I think. He's above Samuel Adams.
Crazy man. But,
gentlemen.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Like I said, I just think that stouts to me, and like the stout I had this past Sunday, and Jeremy, it was a little bit bland, but I just always felt this stout could be a little bit more, have that,
right.
And like the extra stout or the foreign extra stout, somewhere between 5 or 10 or 12, and then if you want to go past that, you talking about the really strong stuff. But to me, you want when something is very dark, you want it to be more bolder and more.
Right.
These are not things that you're gonna consume, and then you're gonna go outside and just kind of do some yard work. You want things that kind of be really. That's why stout should be a more kind of like just like you're drinking red wine, like you're drinking champagne. It should be that same experience,
Right.
Smooth, easy drinking, have that very fullness in body that or bourbon or whatever. And you're not going to be heading out tonight and doing other things, Now, one thing I will say this, as my family is from the Caribbean. My parents are from my family's from Haiti, and you probably noticed, and Eric probably attested this, that a lot of folks from the Caribbean, for whatever the reason, I don't know why, but when they drinking Guinness Extra Stout, they rather have it ice cold. Now, at that time, this is before I started realizing, the way you're supposed to drink Guinness when we're going to the bars, or even when I started watching some of the videos that Eric and Jay and whomever were putting out, I thought that was the way it had to be drunk. Guinness Extra Stout was that way, ice cold or whatever. But realizing that's not the proper way to drink a stout. Take it out, let it get in, on the counter,
That'll
Let
warm
it,
up a little bit.
you know, warm up a little bit to a nice temperature, maybe 50, 55 degrees, I guess. And then consume it. Particularly some of the stronger ones, the ones like the extra stout that is 5 point whatever percent or more,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, this one is actually a full year. It's got a lot going on for as light as it is ABV. It'll shock you. It's close to that craft. A lot of the craft ones I've drank. Well,
Right.
you know, you can drink a lot more of these. I mean, the ones I was drinking Sunday on an empty stomach, I drank like 2 of them, and I was feeling good.
Now, I guess I gotta look at the website. Do they do an imperial stout, Sam Adams?
They typically,
I don't know.
I think they have. The
I mean,
website
that's
is so crazy right now. They seem to only want to list the cream stout as the only stout that they brew. I think you're right, John. This website is kind of a bit of a mess, if you ask me. They don't have anything on this website.
Yeah, it's just everything's all over the place with that website. You know, like stuff I used to see a couple of years ago when I look in, it would be like this beer's here, this beer's there, and now it's like, where can I? And then if I type it, I'll go Google search and say okay, and I hit the website and if they show a link or you know to click on it, it's not there. It's like,
right.
huh?
I don't agree with the fact that the only stout that they have would be the Samuel Adams cream stout. So this website sucks now. Sorry, Sam Adams.
It needs work. It needs work. I agree on that.
You're getting at least I got to give you at least a 20 out of 100, at least for what you have listed on the website. You're giving me the pertinent information I need on those beers, but you're not giving me enough information on everything that I could want to look up and drink that's at a store now. But just like anything, you got to get your shit together. You got to get your shit together. Get your shit together, people. Drink craft beer. Well, and we can go on for days and hours and months and millenniums and years about it. Sam Adams, a craft beer brand. People would say 3 million barrels or less. And I'm not even about to try to look up this information and try to do all that because I don't care, because a good beer is a good beer. Jeremy found one. Yeah. So
I mean, it's for the price. It's the best stout that I've drank for the price. I'm being honest with you. It's very good. Is it craft beer level? Not quite, but hey, it sure is cheap.
Sure is cheap. Well, price ain't everything, but price is certainly nice when it's good. I could not tell you immediately, unless it's on this receipt, which I don't think it is. I never save a lot of these receipts, so I couldn't tell you how much this Toppling Goliath. I got to imagine it was $4 and change. This can of Toppling Goliath.
I've seen those.
India Pale Ale. I'm liking on the Toppling Goliath beers. They've all been pretty good. That was introduced to them by word of mouth from Tyler Mansell from the International Beer Review Guild, and he used to live in Wisconsin, where he originally was able to try these Toppling Goliath brews, and then he moved to the Washington State area, the Seattle area, and can no longer get these. So kind of jealous he is, but however, he gets so many local IPA manufactured over there, so he can't complain. Anyways, Hop Smack Double IPA, Double India Pale Ale, 7.8%, and it's 100 IBUs. Damn. Again, they talk about a lot of pineapple and giant tropical fruit. So that's what we're looking for. In the glass, see that? It's rich for days.
It's kind of hazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks way more lemony, sort of that lemony yellow, almost kind of a gold color in the camera here. But really, in my lighting, it's pretty bright orange, to be completely honest. The head kind of looks the same. It's very bright white, and it's got a lot of legs to it, I guess, and clingy lacing to it. So Presentation is a little bit darker than most New England style double IPAs and IPAs, but it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Smell is extremely yeasty. It's got that big yeast, spicy kind of a component to it. Sweet, white bready malts in there. Definitely a lot of the pineapple and a lot of orange. The actual flesh of the grapefruit, or grapefruit, oranges, and pineapples, but primarily I'm getting a lot of the pineapple and a lot of sweet oranges on this one. 7.8 doesn't smell too high. There's not a lot of booziness in this one. Crisp, clean, refreshing smelling, spicy, zingy, tropical. Cheers. Spicy, zingy, tropical, white bread. That is good.
How's the taste on it?
Spicy first, from some of that unfiltered wheat or unfiltered yeast. And then the nose sort of gave you a clue, but not until you drank it, it didn't. It's really fleshy, like you're eating the actual fruit itself of pineapple and oranges. It's not like the pith, as everybody talks about in IPAs, like you're actually eating the white part around the skin, for God's sake. How do you know what that tastes like? Pretty creamy for what it is. There's a little bit more of an alcohol punch in the flavor here, but it doesn't drive you away from it. It doesn't drive you away from the drinkability of this beer. There definitely is some high AB or a high IBUs. 100 I would never guess. Yeah. However, it is pretty aggressive, and it pretty aggressively dries pretty much everything out of the mouth. Not quite cottonmouth dry, but it's sort of kind of going there. So this hot smack is kind of smacking you in its I keep saying ABV, smacking you in its IBU rating. Typically, the New England type of IPAs really don't do a whole bunch of bittering in their beers, but this one is kind of nice to have a little bit of a punch to go with the fruit punchy flavors. Yeah. Minimal stickiness, and then sort of towards the end, I'm getting more of the flesh of a pineapple as it dries. So interesting stuff there. Definitely a little bit resinous and oily. So I'm going to say it's a medium to full for me on the, you know what, medium to full. There is no, it leans more towards something. It's like smack dab in the middle. Clean, yes. There is a nice crispness. It's moderately crisp. And is it refreshing? Yeah, it is. So if you like your double IPAs more on the bitter side than the ABV high alcoholic tasting side of things, this one is for you. The last time I checked, the Hop Smack Double India Pale Ale is for you. The last time I checked, there are only 15 different states within the United States of America that were actually getting Toppling Goliaths distributed towards their area. So if you can get some Toppling Goliath, whatever the hell Toppling Goliath, buy it. You will be happy.
I can get it.
I would definitely get it. It's a little bit more expensive than most.
Yeah.
But I think for the same kind of quality beer and for ones with similar flavors, you'll be spending a little bit more at a local brewery to acquire a beer of this quality. So, yeah, $4 a can is good.
Okay. I was going to ask you the price, Eric. So it's $4 a can, right?
Around $4 and change for this particular can, the single can. I think it's a good price.
Is it brewed in Massachusetts, somewhere near New England?
Hell no.
Is it brewed in the New England area?
I did not mention that, John. Good point here.
What I've tried is pseudo-sue.
Correct. Like I just said, I believe it's only available in 15 different states in distribution, the Toppling Goliath beers. They are in Decorah, 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 Iowa, of all places. Iowa knows how to make a New England style IPA.
I'm sure.
Go figure.
Mostly I'm sure mostly in the Midwest. I'm sure that's where who their market is, particularly Chicago, St. Louis, these big Minneapolis.
We can
Again,
just
just by a hunch.
Again, Tyler Mansell was the first person to make me aware of Toppling Goliath beers, and that was again when, as you're sort of saying here, right, Midwest. When he was in Wisconsin, he was able to get these beers, and that's how we found out about them. He was a little sad when he moved to Washington State and had no access to this brewery anymore. However, so many different local beers he's able to get that I'm envious of. So he's doing all right. I haven't rated this beer yet. As much of a hophead as I am, I think it's a little bit too bitter. It's not too bitter that it's bothering me, but I think it's a little bit too bitter for my liking there. But a 91 is probably a really good rating on this one. This is a very fleshy, juicy kind of a beer. It's like eating the flesh of pineapple and orange. So that's a little bit different in IPA land flesh instead of just plain juice. So yes, could replace OJ on a vacation morning. Sure, why not? So
we can,
yeah.
Oddly enough, we can get that beer here.
We're
kind of like in the central of everything.
I would try that beer if you're looking to get a little bit more adventurous in your bitterness scale.
Yeah,
your bittering of beers. I would totally recommend what you've already mentioned, which is their
Pseudo-Sue. Yeah,
pale ale is fucking delicious. Pardon my French.
It is good.
That Tyler told me about.
It is.
I had
It's
to
real
get
good.
it, and I knew nothing about them when I bought it. And knowing it was from Iowa, I had no indication how good it was going to be. I'm like, these Iowans really, these Iowa boys really know how to make a New England IPA. Holy crap! They do a lot of different variations. They do a lot of different variations in different dry hopping and utilizing different hops for Pseudo-Sue and their Golden Nugget IPA.
Right, I can get that too.
Different ones. So many different hopping varieties, so many different kinds of hopped beers. They do some stouts.
Yeah.
Very limited release kind of beers that I wouldn't be surprised you have to be at their brewery to even find them. So what we're going to get in most markets and what most people are probably looking for this day and age in craft beers is those hoppy sort of New England style forward pale ales, IPAs, and doubles. So, and they also make a really nice lager beer.
Yeah,
11 IBUs.
Dorothy's New World Lager. I see it all over the place. I didn't know that was kind of a. I think we're Arkansas and Florida is the only two southern states that actually get this beer, which is crazy to think about.
Find our beer. They are. Let's see here. Do they even list?
Yeah, I'd sent you a link on the.
It's everywhere in the Midwest as.
Arkansas is the last one. I don't even think Jay can get this beer.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, they are found in over 3,000 locations, and they can be. You can get their beers in 16 different states. So just in New England, it's Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. They have Florida, and then I actually don't see Arkansas on.
Yeah, Arkansas, right above Louisiana.
I don't even see Louisiana. Louisiana is not on their list. Here, let me do this real fast, and then we'll get back to more other people and their beers.
I sent you the link to it.
Let's see. Boom. Here we go. Woo! States that sell our beer. Toppling Goliath. Any of the states in red?
Arkansas, right there above Louisiana.
Oh, that's above Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking that.
It's weird. We get a lot of stuff. I didn't realize we could get more stuff than a lot of people. Because I guess we're centrally located. I guess.
So, yeah, mostly the Midwest, Florida, New York, randomly Massachusetts, little old Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Go figure that out. I can't.
But if you can get that beer, get it. It is phenomenal.
anything. Basically, yeah. I don't know where our good buddy Jean H. Pierre went. As usual, he is rogue. Jean, what you doing over there? How come you're in the dark? How come you're doing things questionable to your body right now that we don't want to know?
Hey guys, I'm sorry about that. You know, I got company right now, but I'm gonna shut this down real quick. But yeah, like I said, my wine is good. Some of the beers you guys are trying tonight are very enjoyable, and not very enjoyable. I will love to get my hands on some of them. And you know, I like IPAs, and you know, I love stouts, particularly stouts that are a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
You know, than that. But like I said, hopefully
my
video has uploaded. Yeah.
Maybe stock.
Hopefully my video has
body stout. I'm serious. It'll trick you.
Okay. Well, for 4.9 ABV 5.
It'll trick you, man. I'm telling you, it's got a good flavor. It's got a lot of body to it.
Okay. If I do see it, and we do get St. Adams beers in my state, if I do see the cream stout, I'll definitely try to get it. If not, then I'm probably gonna have to make a trip home when I do go see my folks, and probably bring it down and maybe review it up there. I guess, you know, up in Jersey. Get
some Toppling Goliath too while you're at it. If you're don't they sell that there?
Wallet.
I don't think it's sold in Jersey. From what when I was looking at the map, I don't think I didn't see Jersey.
But
did I?
It's in New York State apparently.
Wow. Okay, I thought maybe since it was in New York.
Yeah, get on the PATH train or the transit and go into the city and maybe find it.
It is in Florida. So if you're ever in Florida.
Yeah.
If it's in Pensacola, that's an hour away. I ain't going to drive all the way down Panama City. If it's Pensacola, I'll get it.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I'm sure they do have it statewide because we can get it statewide on that one. Yeah, that's good.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and wrap up and go. And my wine was what it was. Like I said, I didn't have a beer. I do have a couple of beers on my car. I'm going to review.
What did you rate the wine?
The wine I rated a B. You know, it is a good Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. All right.
Yeah. And I just took some Benadryl, and I'm about to hopefully. With the wine, I'm feeling good right now. So,
a little wine, a little Benadryl. Wow.
25 for HP.
Yeah. See you later. If I don't get up in the morning, you'll know why, guys.
Love you all.
Take care, man.
Everybody, go look for Jean H. Pierre maybe tomorrow on the John Nanilli channel of YouTube. 7:30 Eastern Standard.
I think. Yeah, John is going to do it tomorrow, right?
That's what I gather. So we, the rest of the folks will have a humdinger. Is that a word? Yeah, humdinger of a Wednesday. Wildcat Wednesday. All right, but yeah, I guess it's a good beer.
I got to try that one. See, I don't know if I can get that particular one, so I'll have to look when I'm in Little Rock again.
Yeah, I have a store there's a store on Route 1 here in Massachusetts. It is in the same direction when I leave work. It's the opposite. It's going the opposite direction from Boston, going more towards on the south direction, on the south side of Route 1. If I went far enough just on Route 1, I would end up at Gillette Stadium. So it's in that direction. At a store, there's a couple of different stores here in Massachusetts. The one on Route 1, the store's location is called Yankee Spirits, and they have a gigantic, pretty good selection of just random 16-ounce pint cans you can buy, and they have all of the plastic tops you can put on the cans and make your own mix of 4-pack. So that's exactly how I acquired this one. The only thing, like I said about this beer, is that it doesn't taste like 100 IBUs, but it certainly tastes way higher than 50. So you have to like the juicy IPA, but you also have to really want a bitter punch, more of a bitter version of a New England style double. Because again, most New England IPA varietals do not have this much punch of the bitterness. So if you're looking for that, get this one. If you're not, most other Toppling Goliath beers are much more subdued and are way more in that traditional range of things for IPAs and pale ales. Yeah.
What as far as the New England IPA, the Hop Slam, is that considered one of those?
I don't
That
think
could
so.
be
I don't taste like that to me. It tastes more like a almost more like a West Coast IPA.
Okay.
I would say that for me, actually, I just tried one recently. So I guess I can say 3. I don't know how long this third one is going to last on the market, or if it's a stable, it's going to be sticking around for a while. But for me, really, there are like 3 different kinds of New England style IPA manufacturers out there that I totally recommend if it for at least a wide enough variety of distribution. I recommend anything Toppling Goliath. I think that's got somewhat of a wide distribution. Not everybody can get it, I know. The other brand I would recommend would be I just lost it. Oh my God, Collective Arts. Collective Arts is out of Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. I seem to get a lot of their beers in my area. Now, it's important that it's really, really fresh. They make a whole bunch of beer styles, but they do a lot of good New England style IPAs and doubles. Check those people out if you can.
Check them out.
That I was thinking of that I typically hadn't put on that list, but I feel like it is a good example. And it came out recently, is that Bell's Official Hazy IPA. I was pretty happy with that. I thought to myself, for some reasoning, if I can't get 25 minutes down the road from where I live, or 5 to 10 minutes down the road from where I work to Trillium Brewing Company, and I just walked into a liquor store, I would be totally fine buying Bell's Official Hazy IPA. It tasted official. That was real good. I got to do a review of that before too long.
I think I bought one of those. I bought so many like one cans and one bottle selections when I was on the trip. I don't even remember what all I bought. I bought as much as I could at the time.
What sticks out to you from that trip in beer?
That they have a lot of selections that we don't have, and they sell a lot of just the 1 cans and 1 bottles, tons of it.
Yeah.
And not bad prices either. But they seem like they get a little more than we do, actually, because they're right in the middle, kind of.
And you're talking about the state of Missouri, correct?
Sure, yes.
All right.
They have a lot of different beer companies actually in Missouri.
Did you did you go to any breweries or try any local craft beers?
Yeah, I tried that Burr Oak. The one I did on the Stout Sunday was from Missouri.
All right.
Columbia, Missouri.
Burr
Oak. It's a Stout Hard is the name of it, and it was really good. Michael is the one that told me about it, and it's awesome.
Okay, I remember him mentioning that. Yeah.
It is very good. But it was like 7.6%, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hey, it's top notch, but I don't know where you can get it. I don't even know if they sell outside the state. I never did figure out where Michael got it exactly. He said a friend had brought one somehow. And he tried it and he loved it. And he said, man, if you're there, go ahead and pick that up. They had it. So, but it seems like Missouri's got a lot of craft beer. Well, of course, one of the big boys is there, Macro. Or a lot of the.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Missouri's big time into beer. So
they don't mention that I know of on this BurrOakBeer.com website anything about locations to buy or distribution. So not saying that they don't maybe have some local shops around the area of the brewery within a good radius of the brewery that may sell some of their beers or may have some of their stuff on tap around. But my guess is that it feels like a place that has their beers primarily at the brewery to purchase. So for Michael Komaroff to be able to acquire,
that's amazing.
a good deal for Michael.
And even think about it, like when I said I was going to Missouri, to even think about that, to have that catalog, that's amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
really,
they
wow.
look like good fucking beers.
Yeah.
Clyde Caramel Cream Ale sounds delicious. 5.7%. Milkshake Mango Milkshake IPA.
Nah, I didn't get to try that one.
Barrel aged Tractor Fire. Brown ale.
Tractor Fire.
Bourbon barrels. It's only 5.2%. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. They have the Tractor Fire and then the bourbon barrel aged. Only 5.2 for a bourbon barrel aged beer. That's kind of low.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can get that flavor without getting too drunk. So maybe that's a really, really
that's what I'm saying on this Samuel Adams. You can drink a bunch of these and you get close to that, that good cream stout that you like, but you don't have to get, totally out there. You can drink more than just one or two.
I don't know. The website is copyrighted 2019 from the Brewers Association. I don't know when this website article that I'm on now was actually published. But right. I'm on craftbeer.com, and they have an article that's entitled "What is Craft Beer?" And they said,
yeah, what is really, where do you draw the line? Where do you go from, okay, we're a craft beer company to now we're a macro? I don't know.
They don't even really particularly say exactly what craft beer is, but they just sort of try to explain what craft beer is. And they just say that, let's see here, the Brewers Association defines American craft beer. What is a craft brewery? Here we go. The Brewers Association, you'll see it on cans. Mine doesn't have it, with the upside down bottle that says Brewers Association Certified Independent Craft. So those people are sponsoring a lot of different beers. An American craft brewery is a couple of different things. You can be considered small or independent. A small brewery, American craft brewery, or really just, it's an American organization, but it probably works worldwide for our purposes, to be completely honest. Annual production at a small American craft brewery is of 6 million barrels or less, which approximately is 3% of the U.S. annual sale. Beer production is attributed to a brewer according to rules of alternating proprietorship. Fuck. All right, an independent brewery is less than 25% of the craft brew. Less than 25% of the craft brewery is owned or controlled or equivalent economic interest by a beverage alcohol industry member that is not itself a craft brewer. So here's a little bit of this here. That Brewers Association Independent Craft Beer certified seal is there. It sends a clear message to the beer drinker that a beer is made by a small and independent brewer. And to defend a craft beer, they say craft brewers face many challenges, including access to market, cost of raw materials and ingredients, and operation in a highly regulated and highly taxed industry. You can help defend craft by joining the Support Your Local Brewery Network. So once we hear all of that, I think it's clear that at least when we are coming up with definitions and terminologies, right, that maybe Sam Adams doesn't fit into that category anymore. And I don't know, after hearing what you've heard about what a craft brewery is, what are your thoughts on definitions of Sam Adams at this point, Jeremy?
I think Sam Adams is definitely probably past the craft beer stage.
Yeah.
I think because they're I guess distribution would make a difference on that too, wouldn't it?
I would think you would have to be able, if you're going to distribute within the 50 states.
Yeah, that should be like, you shouldn't be craft beer at that point, right? I don't know though.
Ronnie S says Sam Adams. He heard it was still a craft brewery, and maybe they're down that 6. Maybe they're lower than 6 million barrels. But fuck, pardon my French, but hell, that's a lot of beer to brew. Even if you're brewing 4 million barrels, 3, 2, 1 million barrels, that's a ton of. Even 900,000 barrels of beer seems like a lot to me.
That's a lot.
But I think, and Jay Terrio may be on to something, but if we just look at beers in general and what it means to have a craft and make something with craft, that's exactly what beer is. If it's a good beer and it tastes good, it's got some. Every beer, including even a Budweiser and a Bud Light, have some amount of craft involved in making of their beers. So to say that even Sam Adams isn't craft beer in the same regard that Bud Light's not craft beer, they're just like two different sides of the word craft. It's just like anybody going on YouTube here and doing their own beer reviews. I think all of it is subjective and it's based on your own opinion. However, somebody had to come up with what the terminology means. But
exactly, yeah.
At the end of the day, for a consumer, it does obviously tend to mean something to the consumer. But at the end of the day, should it really? All that should really matter is if you want to buy the beer and you like it. And I think that's really what the beer community is all about. At least our community is really just about, is the beer good? Should I buy it again?
Right.
Regardless if it's craft or not. But
that's exactly right. Because I mean, in the end, it's just
another beer on the market.
Just if you enjoy it or not. I mean, do you like it? If you don't like it, then it doesn't matter if it's a craft or a macro. If you don't, I've had to drink a lot of craft beers I don't like.
Yeah, exactly. That's the scary part about craft beer. The amount of money you can spend in some of these breweries, and then you may physically end up not liking it. Yeah. Therefore, what kind of craft does that have in your taste buds? Probably not very much.
All right.
So there's a little story about that sponsored by Jeremy's review. Sam Adams and their cream stout. Ronnie is here. He says he believes that Jay had said that if it tastes good, drink it. I'm going to drink this one and sink it because cheers to that thought.
That's right. I got to buy some more of their stuff, though. That is a real good brewery.
Hell yeah. So I got to say, that's been a cool little discussion there. Drink what you like. Try a lot of different things because how else do you grow in palate if you just stop trying other things? That guy is Jeremy Vincent. Check him out on everybody else's channel.
That's right. I haven't started mine yet. You know what the name of mine's going to be, right? Uneventful beer reviews, remember?
Oh, God.
Just joking, man.
Keep doing those uneventful beer reviews. Cheers. We'll see you soon. No, wait a minute. That was Jean H. Pierre. He's always on the fritz, I guess. Thomas Metal 75. Cheers, and until next time, keep tasting those great beers. We'll figure it out next week. Maybe I'll be able to join on a Wednesday. Maybe we'll take a week off from band practices since we have had 2 weeks of shows. Maybe we should just take a Wednesday off. Why the fuck not? Cheers. We'll see you soon. Go watch John Anilli's channel, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night.